In this video series, you're going to learn how to create your own DVD product that will be automatically distributed for you using a software called Kunaki. Now, Kunaki takes care of the distribution for you, but what you need to do first is you need to create a product and get it onto DVD. So we're going to go over those steps first. Now, of course, you're going to need some sort of product to put on DVD. This can be your own product, or it can be a product that you've purchased private label rights or resale rights to. Now, of course, the easiest way is to use something that you have rights to if it's a quality product. I have something here called The Basics of Internet Business. That is a PLR product. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Windows Media version of these files. Okay, so you can use either the Windows Media version or you can use an AVI version, whatever you want. Depends how you're going to set up your DVD. So first let's go over how to create a DVD from these files that will play on a regular DVD player as well as on a computer that has Windows Media Player on it. So what you're going to have to do is install a piece of software. The software we're going to use is called DVD Flick. This is a free software that will allow you to burn directly to a DVD, which is what you need for Kunaki to work. You're going to have your product burnt to DVD first because that's where it gets the source from. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use DVD Flick. So first you're going to want to download and install the software. And then just click download DVD Flick. And it goes to SourceForge and it will start its download automatically from there. Now once it's downloaded, just go through the install process. Okay, so here's what DVD Flick looks like after it's installed. Now make sure that you take all the defaults when you're going through the install wizard. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our project settings. So we go to project settings and then we'll just give it a title. So we're going to call this Basics Internet Business. Okay, take the defaults for the rest of this here. Okay, click on video. And again, we're going to keep the defaults here. Audio, we're going to keep the defaults here. Playback, so after title has finished playing, what we want to do here, play the next title, play it again, stop playing, return to the menu. So you can pick how you want this to work. Let's say that we're going to return to the menu. And then burning, we can either create an ISO image on our hard disk or we can burn project directly to disk. It's up to you what you want to do here. Eventually you're going to have it burnt to your disk in order for Kunaki to be able to read it. So I'm going to just pick burn to the disk. And it has already detected where my DVD drive is. So that's all we have to do here. Okay, so we just click accept and our project settings are now in there. So the next thing we have to do is add our video files. Now let's just click add a title. Okay, and then we find the titles that we want on here. Okay, so we have our different ones here. So what we can do is hold down our control key and then just pick them all. Click open. Okay, now we can move these up and down. So we need to move this up to the top. As you can see, we have in this particular pack, we have an order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's easy to tell where they belong. They also contain titles, so all we have to do now is edit each title. So in the first one, we'll edit the title, and then we can just call it. Let's change the title here to what we want it to say. Okay, so the importance of branding in this case. And then we can choose our target aspect ratio 4:3, which is normal, or you can make it widescreen 16:9 like this. And what that's going to do in this case is stretch it out a little bit. So I'm going to keep it at normal. Click accept. go to the next one, and then we just do the same thing to all of these videos. We'll just go and change them as need be. Okay, so as you can see here, I've changed all of the titles. Okay, now what we do is we go to our menu settings, and now we can determine what we want for a menu. Okay, so we can have no menu, or we can choose the different types of menus we have here. We have mosaic, orange LED, etc. So you just pick whichever ones you want. I'm going to choose simple white, and just click accept. And now all that's left to do is to create our DVD. Just click on that. Just telling us our destination folder already exists, and it's doing that because I've already created a DVD before. So I'm just going to click yes, let it overwrite it. Here it's telling us that it's going to burn it to DVD after it's finished rendering. So we don't really need to see that again, so you can click on that. Click OK, and then it will go through this process here. There are 7 different steps, and once it finishes those, it's all burnt to DVD. Okay, so at this point it has finished rendering everything, and it is now buffering it, and it's going to write it to the device. So once it's done, it's going to be on DVD, ready for Knacky. Now we're going to go over the process of creating your DVD for delivery using Knacky. Now Knacky does a lot of things automatically for you once you set it up. You can see what they are if you're going to deliver a CD or a DVD, whichever case. You can see what they do for you: manufacturing, assembly, full color DVD printing, DVD case, full color one panel insert, full color DVD case cover, cellophane wrapping, UPC, barcode if you need it, 24-hour rush manufacturing, and you get all that for $1.75 per DVD. So as you can see, that's a really good deal. Now what you need to do is set up your account, and to do that, first thing you need to do is go to new customers, and then all you do is you download their software that you use to design. So just click here to download the CD DVD publishing software. Once you get it downloaded, go ahead and install it. Okay, so here is the CD DVD publishing software that you're going to use. So click the green button to start. Okay, and here's where you can fill out your information and tell it what you're going to use as your source. So we're going to, in this case, use a video, but you can also use an audio, a game, or a data other, in other words, ebooks or something like that. In this case, we're a video. Okay, and then if you want to use a UPC code, you can. You can add a UPC code, and Knacky will actually create one for you. Then you can go ahead and fill out all of this other information, or any of the information you want to put in here. The information that is absolutely required are in dark here, so the title, studio, and that's really all that is required from there. So go ahead and fill that part out. Okay, now we just click the green button here. This is where we're going to design our DVD case. So as you see over here, we can have auto design or custom design, and then we pick our disc type, which is DVD, and our case type, which is DVD. Now at this point, we could select our own image, or we can select one of their in-stock images. Now if your PLR product came with its own images, you might want to manipulate those images so that you have something you can use here that's more customized. Otherwise, you can go ahead and use a stock image. Okay, so let's just go with the auto design for now. So we can select one of their stock images over here. Just click browse, and then there are different types you can choose from here. So you can go through and find one that you think fits well. Okay, so I'm just going to use a solid color in this case because I don't really see one that fits very well with what I'm doing. So you can go through, find one that you like. You can view the full product here. Okay, and there's what it's going to look like for you when it's done. Okay, so let's pick one here. Just select this template. Now loads us in for us here. Now you can see that it picked up our information that we put in and put it on the DVD for us. Okay, at this point we click the green button again. Okay, now it's going to ask us for a DVD drive source, so it knows where it is. And since we have our DVD already in our disk drive, it picked up the files for us. Okay, so now we click Next. Now we click Save As. We fill out our name in here, whatever we want to call it, Basics of Internet Business in this case. Click Save. Click Next. Okay, and as you can see, it is compiling our product. So up here you can see the percent that's done. So this takes a little while for it to finish. Okay, as you can see, we're 99%. Okay, now we can launch our product. The master product has been completed and ready for testing and uploading to our facility. So it's saved to location below, and it's showing us where on our computer it's saved. Okay, so let's launch it. Okay, and it's showing us our information here. Here's the front of the case. We can open the case. Okay, here's the inside of the case, and here is what our DVD looks like. We can rotate the case. Okay, and it shows us the different views we have. Okay, this is the back, that's the spine, and that's the inside. Now over on the left here, we can print the disc and the case, or we can extract the contents to a folder, and we can also record the contents to a DVD. Not much sense in doing that since we already have it on DVD. So if we click Print Disc and Case, then we can pick the type of paper we want to use here. Click Print, and it'll come out on our printer for us. We can click Done. We can extract the contents to a folder here. We can browse for a folder, and then we can extract it there. Okay, we start extraction. Okay, and now it just does the reverse of what we did before. It's going to extract all the files into this folder. Okay, so it's complete. Okay, so at this point, we would go ahead and we would publish. Now, if you don't have an account yet, you need to create one at this point down here. Just fill out this information and then click Publish down here, and that'll set up your account for you. Otherwise, you're just going to sign in up here. Okay, at this point, it's uploading the product for us to their servers. There we go. And this is going to take quite a while to accomplish. See, about an hour here. Once it's up there, we can go to the website and we can activate it, and we can have it published so that it can be sent out as well. Okay, now I'm going to show you how you can use your own images in your project. Now, if you have a PLR product or your own product, you probably have your own images. Now, the problem is that you need to have a square image in order to be able to use it on the disk. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify these a little bit. So let's go to paint.net. You can download paint.net for free, and I have a link to that on the resources document. So let's open up paint.net now. Okay, and then let's make sure we have a square canvas size because we need a square image. So let's just go to Image and Canvas Size, and let's set this to 800 by 800. Make sure Maintain Aspect Ratio is unchecked. And there we go. We now have a square image. Now what we're going to do is we're going to import a layer, and we're going to use one of our files. So let's import from File, and then we can bring in something from here. So let's bring in our ebook cover, and we can put that down in the middle here somewhere like that. and we can use that as our image if we want. Now, of course, we can bring in other images as well if we want, but this is just a simple example of how you can manipulate the image. Now, you can't actually just use this image by itself because it has been rendered into a DVD cover and it's not going to look right. Okay, so let's move this around a little bit. And this is going to take some practice to get it right as to where things need to be. Okay, so we'll just take that and we'll save it. And we'll just call it custom. And then we'll change this to JPEG. Click Save. Click OK here and flatten. Okay, that's all ready. Now what we do is we go back and we start the process again. We'll go and we'll open up our design window. Okay, so we'll just continue here. I've already done this before. Now, let's talk about the UPC barcode. We might want to use this if we're going to publish to Amazon or somewhere like that. So it might not be a bad idea to incorporate a UPC code. Okay, and then again, just fill out the stuff here that you need. Okay, and then click the next button. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're still going to use auto design, but this time we're going to select our own image. Now, custom design is a more advanced option. It's more for people that can create their own graphics. We're not going to go into that. We're just going to use the auto designer. Okay, so we're going to select from our own images, and then a window comes up and we're going to select the one we called custom, which is this one. And there it is. Okay, so that's what our cover looks like. We'll click, we can open the case now, and here's what the DVD itself looks like. Here's our insert. Okay, there's the back and the spine. Okay, and then at this point you have your custom case created. So you click Next. Again, you're going to go through the thing where you select your DVD again, grabs the files, you click Next, save your production file. So you do the Save As, and then you just save it to here. Okay, save, continue, and now it's going to render it for us. And we just go through the same process, render it, upload it, and it's all ready to go.